Hello, America. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my review of Married at First Sight, Season 10, Episode 2 to the end. Okay? Y'all, I watched the damn episode. I do want to tell you that I have jewelry in my jewelry store. You can get some cute pieces like this. Or like this. And I'm running a sale so you can get up to 23% off all the items that you see and an additional 20% off if you sign up for my mailing list. If you see a yellowish tint to my face, it's because I did my turmeric mask. I will be yellow for the entire month of April. So fair warning. So we see all the couples, they're getting ready to leave. Katie and Derek leave first, and on their way, they see a turtle. And Katie is like, oh, let me save the turtle. Girl, it's a turtle. The turtle. I know, like, the turtle was in the road, get the turtle out the road, but you really thought that it was smart to put the turtle in your car and then to take the turtle home. Or try to take the turtle home. We see Taylor. Taylor goes in to talk to Mika and tells her what Michael told Taylor about how Brandon feels about Taylor. Does that make sense? So Michael told Taylor that Brandon actually cares about her, and he wants to talk to her, he wants to see her, he wants to do all this stuff. He just doesn't want to do it where the cameras are around because he feels as though the producers owe him an apology. So Taylor says that she's going to talk to him without the cameras and see what happens. Jessica, Austin, and Taylor are in the kitchen, and Michael's making coffee. Taylor, Austin, and Jessica are making breakfast. Mika comes into the kitchen, right? Michael leaves out the kitchen. Mika is like, I mean, you see, like, he don't even want to be in the same room as me. How am I supposed to like talk to this man and make it work? Mika and Michael are driving, and I thought they were going to go home. No, they're not going to go home. They're going to go on to go pick apples. When I tell you, Michael sat in that fucking tractor. It wasn't a tractor. Was it a tractor? He sat in the back of that tractor, didn't say anything to Mika. Then they get out. Mika then proceeds to say, what kind of apples you like? Oh, I like Granny Smith apples, blah, blah, blah. She's saying all of this stuff. Michael says nothing. Then they go to eat lunch, lay out the picnic blanket. She put out the plates, the silverware. He's looking at the food. He gives her the one that she doesn't want. She's like, what was the other one? Because she didn't even see him. He's like, oh, this is chicken. That's something else. And then he starts eating the pudding. She's angry. And then he has the nerve to say, what's on your mind? She says, you say that want to make this work. You say that you love me. You say all of this stuff, but you're not acting as though you do. And I was like, you say that you love me. Is he telling this woman that he loves her while the cameras are not rolling? It would not surprise me in the least if he was. He doesn't say anything. Then when they come back from commercial break, they're in the car. He takes out his headphones and he says, things didn't go the way that we planned this weekend. And Mika says, well, you could have made an effort right now. While we were at the apple farm, you could have talked to me. But instead, you put in your headphones and you didn't want to talk to me. And Michael says, well, you didn't talk to me either. And she says, so I'm supposed to tap you, tell you to take out your headphones so you can talk to me. I'm not going to do all of that. I'm not doing all of that. She says that this isn't the marriage experience she signed up for. He says, so you're just putting it all on me. What? And she says, yes, I'm putting it all on you because I've carried this relationship. And he says, I've carried the relationship, obviously. Sir, eat my ass, okay? Because you dead ass ain't carried shit. But you're bag full of lies. Doctor, lawyer, architect, engineer, principal. This is the one I'm going to use. I'm a principal. She says that you don't take any accountability and we should have taken this time to get on the same page, but instead you ignored me, had your headphones in, was talking to Brandon. Girl, anyway. So we see them, they go home and they go to sit down again. And I'm like, y'all, I'm sick. I'm sick of these people sitting down because nothing's gonna work. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna be changed. So they sit down. Mika says, I feel your pain about the death in your family, but you haven't been a good husband to me, so I really don't know how to be vulnerable to you and, like, be that type of wife that you need in a situation like this. And I feel like you do a lot of things just to get a rise out of me. He says your response to, my uncle dying made me not want to be vulnerable with you. And Mika says, I understand you having a lot of things going on outside of the marriage and you have a lot of things on your plate right now, but we can't minimize our problems just to focus on your stuff that you have going on right now, because in the actual marriage a lot of stuff goes on at the same time. So he says, I always have to compromise for you, and I needed compassion from you, and I didn't get it. He guilt trips her into feeling standoffish towards him, and she apologizes for not having more compassion, and then he appreciates it, and maybe they'll have a chance on decision day. I don't really get it, because honestly and truly, every single thing that happens with Michael, he just guilts Mika into. To me, Mika looked sad on that couch. I don't know. Mika just looked a little bit sad to me. But look, ain't nobody taking away from the fact that you've had a death in your family. I know what it's like to have a death in my family. I know what it's like to feel as though you need some more that you're not getting from someone. But at the same point, you do have to look at everything. You can't kick somebody in their shin and then fall in a well and expect the person that you kicked in the shin to be 100% like, oh, we're going to get you out of this well. Like, I mean, this person that you just kicked in the shin might be like, I'm going to let your ass just be in the well. I might call tomorrow and get somebody to come out and save you. But tonight your ass gonna stay in the well. So I really don't. I'm tired of Michael never taking accountability for his actions. I'm tired of Michael always finding an excuse. Always. Where's the trip to Jamaica they were supposed to go on to ride with the dolphins? I'm tired of Michael always just doing whatever he can to take the blame off of him and to reflect, and to, he talked about his mama and how his mama wasn't there for him, and he just got a whole lot of unworked, some repressed memories from his childhood and his mother not being there. Now his uncle done died, so now we can add that to the list of something that he can bring up and say, my uncle died. Mika, why do you think I told you a lie? My uncle died. Don't you get it? It's just like, I'm over it. Michael goes to talk to his sister. His sister is an enabler, and his sister is an enabler, and she knows that she's an enabler. And instead of being a real person, not even a woman, just like a person, being a real person and actually saying to Mika, yeah, my brother does have problems with lying or exaggerating, as you say. My brother does have problems with this and that. You didn't do that. She says, I've heard that you've been like lying, or I've heard that you haven't been as truthful as you possibly can to Mika. What's up with that? He says that he didn't feel comfortable with her, and so that's why he omitted some details. Now his sister is like, well, you can't do that. And if you don't feel comfortable with her, then you should open up and say why you don't feel comfortable for her. I understand why some black men are trash, because their family is trash. You had the opportunity to tell Mika what was the real. You didn't. Instead, you gaslit her, told her to be more open, be more honest with your lying ass brother. Then you went to your lying ass brother and told him, hey boy, you gotta stop lying to this girl, because she really don't like it. And she's starting to like actually know that you're telling her lies. It's a bunch of bullshit. A bunch of bullshit. He says, I've learned a lot about myself. And she says, what? And he says his repressed childhood with his mother, and I haven't been acknowledging all of the good that I've been doing and how far I've come. And I need to, like, know that I'm okay. Bro, no, no. I'm sick. I am sick. Because obviously, after a certain point, you can't blame his sister. You can't blame anybody. Michael is responsible for the lies that he tells. But at the same time, his sister is also responsible for, like, not accepting that. Somebody can only lie to you if you let them lie to you, especially if you know, like, the truth. If a nigga lie to you and he's like, I'm a carpenter. Yeah, I'm a carpenter. And you like, okay, but you know this man is not a carpenter, but you sit up here and allow him to lie to you, then girl, you're acting like Boo Boo the Fool. So then why do you expect him to act any other different type of way? It just don't make no sense. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. Anyway, we see Mika. She talks to her mother, and she says that she doesn't feel like she's being heard in the relationship, and she wasn't prepared for how hard it would be. Mika says that she feels like he lies because he isn't happy with what he sees in the mirror, who he sees in the mirror. Her mother says that regardless of what Mika chooses, she trusts her judgment, so she's going to be there for her if she chooses to stay with this man or if she chooses to not stay with this man. The lighting is bad, so my ring light is acting bad. So everything's acting bad, okay? So then we see Mika and Michael. They go out to dinner, and she says, I've been seeing you home a lot lately. And, you know, how's everything going with your job? This nigga then says, well, I put in my 2-week notice. We didn't come to agreement, so I just thought that it was good for me to leave. You put in your 2-week notice and you didn't say anything? She says, that's the thing. That's the problem. You put in your 2-week notice. You didn't say anything. I'm 100% convinced that if I had not brought it up, you wouldn't even told me nothing. And he's like, I take responsibility. I don't know what he said. I take responsibility for this and and I want to create the conditions for you to be secure moving forward in this relationship. And then this makes Mika happy and makes her decision a little harder. And now they're cheering to new beginnings. And then my forehead looked yellow. And then they go home. They're laying in the bed, and Michael says, "This is our last night together." And she says, "Huh?" He says, "This is our last night together." And she says, he's like, before the decision day. And she said, yeah, you didn't say that part. He didn't say that part because he doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it. Damn, Mika, is this a lie? And are you just like working it up for the cameras? Or like, are you really sitting here thinking that this man is going to be something that he's not? He's a liar. He can't unlie. Okay? He's been lying his whole life. Why do you think that you coming into his life is going to make him stop lying? He is a liar. He's a liar. And then he makes it feel like it's your fault. When he lies, he's a liar. They're in the bed. Michael says, if you would give a grade to yourself, what would it be? She gives a B. He gives a C plus. She says that the past 2 days have been great, and this is what I've wanted for the past 8 weeks. He says that he cares about her and he wants to fight for the marriage, so that's why he's being more honest and open for the past 2 days. So that's the end of their story. Y'all, it is a lot for me to talk about. See, Austin. Austin goes to talk to his friend and they talk about his relationship. He says that they don't have any real problems, but she did say that I love you. And his friend is like, so why didn't you say it back? He says, well, I wanted to be on my own terms. And then I had said it in a previous relationship. And then like 2 days later, we was broke up. He didn't say 2 days, but very soon after they were broken up. So, and he says something to the effect of he doesn't want her to just like him because he's nice. Which, look, all I'm saying is, these problems, I don't know, because Austin, look, I understand that Jessica has been talking about him not saying I love you and traveling for work. I don't think that Jessica, like she said, realized that he was traveling for work. She thought he was just, you see that? You see that? You thought he was going to be in and out. You see, in and out. But he going to be in, out. So that's making her feel some type of way. I do. I mean, I don't know. Like, you just said I love you to this man and he ain't said it back. And she goes to sit down with her sister, and her sister's like, I mean, do you just want him to like lie and not actually mean that he loves you? And she's like, no, but I'm just thinking like, how I don't really wanna. I don't know. It's weird to me because Austin said on the couples retreat that he felt the same way, that he did love her. He says, I feel the same way. It's just that word. So it's like, I think that it's not him just like not wanting to say it because he doesn't like want to just say it and not mean it, because I feel like he does mean it. I just feel like he got a problem with the actual word love. And I seen something where it was like maybe he doesn't want to say he loves her on camera. Okay, well then you could have said, hey, come here, I love you. And then we could have been on camera. He could have pulled her aside. And then we could have went right back on camera. Like, it just don't make sense to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But anyway, Jessica is talking to her sister, and she says that she likes him. She wants to stay together. But the biggest thing is him traveling for work. She says that she doesn't want to pressure him into saying, I love you, but she does not want to get to decision day, and he still hasn't said, I love you, because that would really hurt her. So she says that he needed more time to say I love you, but it's been more time, so what's really good? I mean, look. So then they go out to dinner. They talk about, I love you, and then they start talking about traveling for work. And she says that she just didn't know the extent of it. And he says, well, it's my job, so I don't know what to do. Austin says that she isn't being supportive and she's making it all about her, and he won't quit his job to make her happy. I don't believe Jessica said that. I just believe that Jessica was like, look, I don't know. Maybe I just like Jessica. I mean, Austin's cool, but I don't know. Austin, he just was like, whatever. I'm done. Okay, I'm going to sleep. And I was like, damn. Jessica was like, you want to talk about it? He was like, nah, we good. We good. I I feel like I didn't like, I don't know. If he is going to be gone the majority out the week, every single week, she said starting next month. So after filming, so this is like when like life is like real and y'all are actually going to get to know each other on like a deeper level. I would understand why she would have some concerns about him always traveling. I mean, yeah, I understand. I don't know. Because I can understand how Austin is like, I mean, I can't really do anything about it. But I can understand how Jessica is like, I'm not asking you to do anything about it, but like, how could we like possibly continue to grow this bond that we're growing being complete strangers and get married if you gonna be gone 14 days out the week? So they get into bed. She's like, you shut down at dinner. You shut down at gender. And he says he doesn't feel like she's being supportive, and he feels like she doesn't like his job, and you know how long it took me to like work and be at that job, and I feel like you're not supporting me. And she said, pause. When have I ever said, Austin, I don't like your job? Huh? And he says, well, you said that you don't like that I travel. She said, well, hell no, I don't like that you travel. I mean, I'll be sad that you're leaving, and I don't understand why you're trying to belittle my feeling. And he's like, she says, no, she says, it'll have to be something that we overcome. And then he's like, okay. And she like, huh? And then he was like, okay. Then he went out and he like had his little moment. He was like, I feel like maybe since she's a twin, she feels like we have to do everything together, and that's why we go to bed at the same time. And we just don't have to do everything together. Jessica says in her little confessional that he's twisting it and making it seem like it's about me, and the fact that he doesn't understand my point of view is frustrating. I I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Jessica's a full grown woman. Jessica's a full grown woman and her sister is married with a baby. So I'm pretty sure Jessica knows that, like, you don't do everything together. I'm pretty sure Jessica knows that. But also, I just feel like Jessica just want to be around you because she likes you. Jessica, don't love this man more than he love you. And I know they gonna stay together on decision day. Obviously, why wouldn't they? But don't love this man more than he love you. Cause I don't know. And then Jessica is leaving to go to her place because it's the night before decision day. And she's okay with having some alone time to think about how her life will be with or without him. And he says that it was good that they had the argument because they got it all out in the open and now they can move on. But nothing was got all out in the open because you shut down. Anyway, she's like, okay, I'm about to go. And he's like, okay. And she's like, I thought he was going to kiss me. I mean, if you wanted to, I don't know, Jessica. I don't know. I'm starting to feel some type of way, girl. I think that this show would benefit from them after they decide to stay married going to a counseling session, both together and separately. Yeah, they should have. I feel like it's good to do this now because this is like the start of their marriage. The 8 weeks with cameras, that was just like with cameras. But now y'all gonna really have a marriage. And I think it would be good if they each got an hour to be apart and talk about their problems within themselves or with one another, and then an hour together where they would talk, because I don't even know, bro. We see Taylor goes to talk to her friends, and she tells her friends that Brandon won't return to filming unless he gets an apology from the executive producer. If I was a producer, fuck Brandon. That's what I'd say. So Brandon wouldn't be back. He says that things may be different when the cameras aren't there. Her friends tell her not to be with him and, don't say yes on decision day. And Taylor says that Brandon has been coming over there. And then we see the security cam. And Brandon has been over there laying up. They laid up together. Y'all, I don't know. Anyway, she says that she may say yes on decision day to give it another shot, but then in the same breath, she says that she doesn't know. I'm red. She says that she doesn't know if Brandon is going to show up because he's very petty. He did show up earlier that day, and things were cool. So who knows? Last and least, we got Katie. They go to some place where they throw their keys in the water. And she says, I want to get married here. And he's like, okay, what's stopping us from having a second wedding? She says, well, we've had a rough couple of weeks and a rough couples retreat, but I think things are a little bit better now. And she says, so do you think I'll say yes? I don't like this. Derek, don't be with her, Derek. Girl, Derek, I know that I said a man should love. Look, I'm about to change it immediately. But no, a man should love a woman more. Yeah. But anyway, Derek, go be with somebody who loves you like he's supposed to be loved. Okay? This woman said, what do you think will make me say no? Girl, I don't give a she thinks she hot shit. I am 100% convinced Katie thinks that she is hot shit for her to sit up here and say, do you think I'll say yes? And he's like, I hope so. And she's like, well, you'll find out. Girl, you're not giving anything to the girls. You're not giving me something that I want to write home about. Huh? You, she really thinks she's hot shit. She really thinks that she got this man wrapped around her finger, and she's just gonna control what happens because look at me. I'm beautiful. With her no neck. Oh, I'm sorry, not neck, no chin. Walking around there with putting her chin all in. biting on her lip. Girl, you pissing me off. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Derek says that he'll figure out a way to reassure her that this relationship will work. Okay. Then he said they're going to throw the key into the river. And she's like, okay, what's your promise? He says, promise to be a team always. She says, you can't promise that. I swear, this is the thing. I think she's going to not beat, but like beat all of the goodness out of this man. And when him and Katie are not together, he's going to go to some woman who's going to give him what he needs. And he's going to be so jaded by Katie that he is going to mess up the relationship that or be very close to messing up the relationship that he's going to have with someone else. And he's like, okay, so what's your promise? She said that we should always make each other happy. Even if that means not being together, we should always make each other happy. And then there was this little scene where they find out that they couldn't keep a fucking wild turtle because it was a wild turtle. So they were going to go set the turtle free. And Katie says, you think that you want something, but then you realize that you don't really want it and you have to set it free. Girl, you are you are that girl. That's all I gotta say. You happy, you're that girl. So they make promises, they throw them in the lake. Then Derek goes to meet with his family. He says that he wants to stay with Katie, but sometimes their personalities clash, and sometimes she can be abrasive at times. And he feels as though she does not care about his dreams. And the father says that, okay, so if she feels like she's going to be able to change you, then y'all relationship is not going to work, and vice versa. Only way that y'all relationship is going to work is if you accept her for who she is and if she accepts you for who you are. Well, so then we see Katie. Katie goes to talk to her parents. I think it was her father and her stepmother. And she says that she doesn't feel special. Her husband doesn't. My husband doesn't make me feel special. Like, shut your ass up. And it's a giant emotional gap, and and she doesn't feel an emotional connection. And her father was like, well, me and get that a little bit later. And she said, he's a boy dad. Girl, she said that she thought that when she walked down the aisle, she would see a 30-year-old or somebody with gray hair, but she just got this baby faced Derek. Girl, you better be glad you got somebody that's cute, okay? Because Derek is cute. Derek got a good personality. Derek, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? I, a man who sits up here and will actually work through the problems that you're asking him to, and then sits up here and allows you to just say all of these fucking things about how you're a loser and a weirdo around me and all of that stuff, and you trying to get rid of this man. I really don't get it. Anyway, the father is like, bro, do you be acting like this all the time? And she was like, no, not all the time. And he says, because this will scare me to fuck off, okay? You just need to calm down. The father says in his confessional, Katie needs to bend a little bit because Katie is going to be the one who regrets this if she lets this go. So she says that she feels like he's a good person, but deep down he can't love her the way that she needs to be loved. Girl, get the fuck out of here. So they go out to dinner, and she again says, do you know my concerns? And she says that she sees some potential, but then she sees some red flags. He says, well, when you're stressed, it's very hard to be around you. And she says that she wants him to be confrontational and show me that you can step up. And then she says, I'm not sure if you're the guy for me. And then Derek is like, I feel like Katie finds fault in this marriage, and I don't know why it took you so long to figure that out. And then they're laying in the bed, and she wants him to be emotionally naked and stop saying things that sound so perfect. You know who she is? She's Avery. She's Avery from 90 Day Fiance. I feel like everything you're saying to me is a is a rehearsed answer because he's a relationship coach. So I know that the things that he's saying aren't the things that's true. Katie, she is literally working on this man like he's one of her subjects, her therapy subjects. And I'm sick. I'm over it. I'm tired. I'm done. I feel like because I'm over it. I'm done. Did I say I was done? I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm done. This season is about to be over. I don't know. What else you want me to say? My phone then dropped. So anyway, I'm done. So anyway, if y'all like this review, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter. You can visit my website for up to 23% off on all handmade jewelry. My name is Brielle. I make beats. I sing songs. If you like what you see, I know I really didn't do my Katie voice today, but Katie, I'm done. I'm over it. And then Brandon and Taylor laid up like they like he wasn't like she wasn't out all night at a hotel and you didn't know where she was, but anyway. Bye.